Hi, this is Sean from Time and Talk. Today I wanted to make a video about the Speedmaster, the things that I love and that I hate about the watch. I'm making it to a certain extent because at times I've thought I might sell the Speedmaster, and I've not bonded with it in the same way that I have the Explorer, but I thought I'd explore these issues, see what you think, and obviously it's just my opinion. So I'll start with the things that I love. I have the Gargantuan box set here. A couple of other things on the table that will help me with the video. But in terms of, first of all, the things that I love, focus the history. So it's an obvious one, but I mean, with this watch and with the Speedy Pro, and by the way, these things pretty much could be any Speedmaster, the things that I love and hate. Some of them are a bit more this one, which is the first Omega in space, but it counts for any Speedmaster really. So the first thing is the history. So this watch was first created in the 50s. This particular watch was worn by an astronaut called Wally Schirra, and hence was the first Omega in space, as it's called. And he wore it, as you can see on the back, October the 3rd, 1962. Way before the moon landing in '69. This was his personal watch. He chose to buy it, chose to take it into space, and obviously then we know the history of Omega and the Speedmaster in terms of its contract with NASA and the fact that astronauts still wear a Speedmaster. It's been used to time re-entries and things like that. But the history of this watch is pretty much unparalleled, really, in terms of the impact on real history. And you know, real people have worn this watch during historical moments, and obviously, you know, Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong wore one of these watches on the moon when they landed on the moon in 1969. So that's the first thing. I mean, for a watch like this, what you're getting is, obviously it's a premium product and you're paying a few £1,000, but you're wearing a genuine piece of history on your wrist. Secondly, the versatility of this watch. The Speedmaster works with a variety of different straps. Obviously the Pro, you can buy it on a bracelet or a strap. The first Omega in space is a little bit more kind of formal, I guess, in its aesthetic, focusing there. So this is on a leather strap, but I'll show you some images of it on different types of straps in it, and because it's black and it works really well with all sorts of, you know, NATO straps and Milanese bracelets and things like that. Next, the chronograph. So obviously you know the Speedmaster is a chrono, a chronograph, i.e. you can time things with it. I'm sure you know that already, but it's really useful in that sense. You know, you can use it to time the boiling of an egg, or to time an activity that you're taking part in, and it really is useful. Obviously, some of us would say, you know, it's 2020 almost. We have phones. Why would we need a chronograph on our wrist? But it is something that I use and something that's quite useful. So those are the things that I love about this watch. Tell me what you think in the comments. Obviously, you know, you might have thought of something that I haven't, and that's awesome. In terms of things that I dislike about the watch, again, hit me in the comments, tell me what you think, and this is just my opinion, but the first thing, and I've watched some videos on the Speedmaster and, you know, other YouTubers making videos about what they love and what they dislike about the watch, and you may feel like I'm missing the point of the watch, but the lack of water resistance is something that gets on my nerves, to be honest. I mean, you're doing the dishes, you worry about putting your hands into the sink. You certainly couldn't swim with this watch. I even think twice when it's raining heavily about wearing it. 30 meters or 50 meters water resistance, which basically means it isn't water resistant. I just find it annoying. This is a watch that I can't take on holiday because you can't wear it in the pool. You can't wear it on the beach. It does feel like I've got to baby it a little bit more because it's not water resistant. I know you don't need water resistance on the moon. It was originally developed for racing, to time things that happened during racing, and you don't need it there either. But I think for a modern watch, I just think water resistance is really important. Another thing about this watch that I kind of dislike is the fact that I feel, in a sense, that it has like an uncertain identity. I mean, this watch, the first Omega in space, it's kind of quite conservative, almost dressy. The size is kind of, it's 39.8 or something like that. So it wears quite traditionally, and I just feel that this is a sports watch, but it's not sporty enough to be a sports watch and not dressy enough to be a dress watch. So it kind of feels a bit stuck between two poles, and it doesn't do either of those things as well as it could. I mean, the Explorer, for example, you could pretty much wear that for any occasion. This, with a suit, it would technically be wrong because it's not a dress watch. With sports clothes, it's kind of dressy, so I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, that's something that it's kind of put me off the watch a little bit in the past, because it's almost not got an identity that's kind of suited to a particular thing. It's kind of a crossover, if you like, which could be a strength as well, completely, and I completely get that. But I'm rambling. Another thing that I dislike about the Speedmaster is the 19mm lug width, and this only applies to the first Omega in space. It's got 19mm lugs. I really don't see the point in 19mm lugs. There's no reason for me why you would need 19mm lugs, because a millimeter is not a great amount, and you could taper the strap down a little bit more if you wanted to. It just makes it more annoying to match straps to it. If you've got a Milanese bracelet, which I think would look great on a Speedmaster, I have one with 20mm lugs, so it doesn't fit on this watch. It's a really minor thing, obviously, but it is something that has quite a big impact when you buy a watch like this, if it's got 19mm lugs. So yeah, that's my list of the things that I love and that I hate about the Speedmaster. I'll show you a bit of a wrist shot. It does, I chose this originally, the first Omega in space, over the Pro, and this one does, for me, it does wear well on my wrist. 6¼ inch wrist, and it is a lovely watch, but it's not perfect. And if it was perfect, you'd just buy this and have done with it. Tell me what you think about my list, and tell me what you think about the Speedmaster and what your loves and hates are in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Bye bye.